So as you guys can see, I and my friends TK and OC Motivator, we are here at Roadkill Nights in Michigan, and we were there for the reveal of the jailbreak Durango Hellcats, which we revealed a week earlier, and also the Charger Daytona cars that are now named Scat Pack and RT for the Hurricane versions, along with the Scat Pack and RT for the Charger Daytona version. So now this has got a lot more confusing when it comes to actually talking about these cars. So I want to talk about the reveal because we was there with a bunch of other influencers and a bunch of media and stuff. So I want to talk about the reveal, and then we also actually had a chance to do a bunch of test drives in there, and so we got actually a chance to feel how this car performs with that engine in there. So I want to talk about that in this video, and we're going to talk about that right now. Okay, well, we're 50,000 friends, and the 57% of you guys who watch these videos on a daily basis but don't hit the subscribe button, help a butter out and help me try to eat into that lead the OC Motivator makes. Like I said, he's not in this room, he's in the room next door, so don't let him know that I'm trying to catch up to him and stuff. So help a butter out and hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and talk about these 6-pack cars. So basically, long story short, that I got invited here to Roadkill Nights by Dodge, and I basically brought TK's Garage OC Motivator with me as my +1 and +2. That was basically my videographers. So please don't get mad, Dodge, that I brought the 3 biggest haters to Detroit with us. But this overall was a very positive experience, and we basically got there to the event, and basically the first thing we got done was getting there, get signed in and stuff, and went over to the area where they basically went through and did a reveal for the Durango and the Charger. I'll talk about Durango in another video, but the actual the Chargers, that's a very interesting thing. So let me go ahead and talk about the naming stuff, right? So the naming convention now is very confusing because now you have to talk about, if I say Scat Pack, now it's going like, which Scat Pack are you talking about? Are you talking about the Scat Pack, the one that's in the EV, or the Scat Pack that's in the Hurricane engine? Because we were all under the assumption that Dodge were going to use the Outlaw and the GT name for the actual Hurricane powered cars and still use the Scat Pack and the RT for the actual EV vehicles. But now it's so very confusing that now we talk about Scat Pack, like if you go into a dealer, which you can go, I think he said Wednesday, when you see this video, you can go in Wednesday the 13th, you go order you a Scat Pack, you gotta tell the dealer, hey look, I want to order Scat Pack. Then you go like, well, which Scat Pack you want to order? But like, what are you talking about? What you mean, what Scat Pack you want to order? You want to order the Scat Pack EV, or you want to order the Scat Pack Ice? And like, oh, what, a Scat Pack Ice? And then same thing, you want to order the RT or the Scat Pack? You want to order the Hurricane version or the Ice version? So it got very confusing. It's going like, now you got to name every single thing Scat Pack. So that's one thing I wish they didn't really do, because now it's like, what are we talking about when we talk about that in videos? Now I got to say Scat Pack EV or Scat Pack Daytona or Scat Pack Hurricane, because the next thing is, if they bring back the Hemi, which we all figure they will probably in the next couple of years, what are they going to name the Hemi cars, right? Are they going to name the Hemi cars RT and Scat Pack as well too? So will you have 3 different engine options for a Scat Pack? You have a Hurricane Scat Pack, a Hemi Scat Pack, and then an EV Scat Pack. You go to a dealer, hey look, I want to order Scat Pack. Well, which one you want to order? I want to order the Hemi one. Okay, how many doors you want? You want 2 doors or 4 doors? Oh, I want to order 2-door one, right? So it gets kind of confusing on how they're going to do the naming structure. Like, I hope that, you know, since they didn't use the Outlaw and GT name, hope that when the Hemis come back, which we all figure, like I said, we all figure the Hemi's going to come back. It's not yet, but it would make a lot of sense for them to go and use the GT and the actual Outlaw name for the Hemi powered cars, because that engine was technically outlawed. So that name would make a lot of sense and kind of get away from some of this confusion with that name of naming everything Scat Pack. So that's the one thing I did not like about the new Charger Daytona 6-pack cars. That now they made it complicated to where like you cannot figure out which car you're talking about, Scat Pack EV or Scat Pack freaking Hurricane powered car. So that was the one thing I didn't like. And then, I mean, the reveal and everything was pretty decent and stuff. And like the real, just the main thing, just the naming, and then the pricing is actually pretty spot on, because that's something that we was talking about and that we talk about in our videos. Like me and TK and OC said that they got to get pricing right, because if you don't get pricing right, no one's going to buy the vehicles. And I think the Hurricane cars, they might do decent. It just depends on how much people's ears are going to get turned off from actually driving that car, right? The Charger RT, the 420 horsepower version, starts at $49,995. The 550 horsepower starts at $54,995, and then the EV Charger Daytona starts at $59,995. So everything's within $5,000 of one another, right? So, I mean, that's pretty good. Everything is really under $60,000, but you get a lot of car for that money, because I was like crossing my fingers. I've been saying this in videos. I'm hoping that Dodge would not price the six-pack cars around the price of the Mustangs, because the Mustang is in its worst sales year ever, right? It's already in, I think, year 2? I think it's the second year in a row where it's losing a ton of sales. And I'm glad that Dodge did not fall into that trap. And they essentially made all the six-pack cars about $5 to 10 grand cheaper than the Mustang counterpart. So if you have a situation where you look at a Dark Horse or a Charger six-pack car, the Dark Horse does not look attractive. I mean, yeah, it has a V8 engine in there at only 500 horsepower, but someone can cross-shop a Dark Horse or a Charger six-pack. Like, a $65,000 Dark Horse that's 500 horsepower rear-wheel drive and a V8, or I can go get either a 2-door or a 4-door six-pack car that's bigger, wider, and it has all-wheel drive standard. I can do two-wheel drive when I want to, and I have more horsepower. The only thing I gotta do is just sacrifice is the actual sound of the exhaust system. So that's gonna be a test to whether or not people are gonna be like, hey, look, do I want to go buy an expensive Mustang or a cheaper six-pack car with a worse sounding engine in it? And that's gonna be a test for Dodge. So we're gonna see Wednesday if people are going to actually go and do these sales, right? Because Ram had a situation where the Ram 1500 had the V8 back, and they had over 10,000 orders on day 1. So we're going to see with Dodge on, I guess, Thursday, Friday, that, hey, look, Dodge got X amount of thousands of orders for these Hurricane-powered Chargers. And hopefully, guys who are like Mustang buyers or not Corvette buyers, but guys who are like Mustang buyers or Camaro buyers, heck, even maybe a Corvette buyer, because those Corvettes are got to a point where they've got too expensive just for the regular C8 version. Maybe they come over to Dodge and just close their ears and go and get a six-pack car, because that's the only other thing that I am like, that's the only downside to this car. Everything else is pointing to the right direction. I was talking to Dodge about a lower cost version of the Charger, but I'll talk about it in another video, because I actually did an interview with Matt McAleer, and I have that interview taped up. So it's like a good about 20-minute interview stuff. So I'm gonna put that in another video. But Dodge is in a position to where they need to grab sales, and I think they need to make a lower cost option. But this right here is a good enticing option in the meantime to pull people away from Ford and grab people who are Camaro people or who are Corvette people and stuff and looking for a better priced option. So I think the pricing across the board is a lot better than what we feared it to be. And thankfully, because of some of the stuff that's been going on with the federal government, CAFE fines getting wiped out and stuff, some of the CRA stuff getting wiped out. And from what I was told, that some of the actual CARB stuff is still in effect, and it's still got to worry about CARB. So I don't know whether or not it's because of CARB regulations or it's because of that agreement that Costa signed with California, when it's that particular agreement that's still holding Dodge to certain standards. So this is going to be very interesting for the next year or two. Would these Hurricane-powered cars propel Dodge to a point where they're going to rebound in sales? I cross my fingers for Dodge, because like I didn't get concrete information. I didn't get on the record and say, yeah, a Hemi's coming in 16 months, 18 months, whatever. But we all know the Hemi will come back at some point. It's going to take time to put it back in that car, because Causaveras kind of left this company in like a bad spot. And it's like, just the name Causaveras, like it's not even something against Tim or Matt. It seemed like any person I interface with who are friends of Dodge or work for Dodge, Lance, whatever, no one even want to even refer to that guy's name. Like, Causaveras is like a bad name at that company. Like, no one talked about him, period. I never heard his name one time in that whole entire event No one was wanting to say it. I said his name one time, and like everybody like, don't say the name right here. Don't say it. So I'm not gonna say the people who were saying that, but it was not Dodge. Well, it was not Matt Mackler or Tim Knisis that said that crap, but it was other people around going like, yeah, don't say the name right here. But getting on to the actual six-pack cars, the only problem with that car is the sound, and hopefully the aftermarket will make better sound exhaust systems to make the sound better, because I did hear it on the video clip, and it sounds worse on the video than it does in person. In person is not that much better. It's about, I'd say about 25% better than what you can hear on camera and stuff, but it's still not that great of an engine. It kind of sounds like a bunch of bees going around in a circle and stuff. And on camera, the camera kind of like don't really pick the sound up that great, but it's still not that great sound of an engine. Like, I can understand that kind of engine sound out of a smaller compact car, something like that. If I'm looking at like a Nissan 370Z competitor that Dodge would make, something like that, something that small, or like a Neon or something, I can see it in that platform. But it's like you got that big, huge Charger that's like the size of an SUV making the sounds of a small car. It's like it kind of throws your brain into a loop. But hopefully the aftermarket will make better performance exhaust systems. And I was talking to a vendor there, I think Magnaflow, and they saying they were going to make exhaust systems for direct connection. And they told me that they were going to probably work on a Charger kit at some point in the near future and stuff, and maybe put it in direct connection stores. So hopefully this is something like how Dodge has not Dodge, I think Ram has the Cat Back Sport exhaust. So hopefully there will be a direct connection exhaust kit that you can probably add on from the factory and get it put on your car, and it sounds better when you get it. And hopefully like other manufacturers, when this car start get out in the wild, they'll start making better sound exhaust systems, because I think that's the only Achilles heel with this car is the sound. The sound is the worst part of this car. Now, when I get to the actual point talking about the performance of the car, the performance of the car is definitely spot on. Like, if you're used to a Scat Pack, it is definitely faster than a Scat Pack. And because we did the whole thrill ride thing, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that many media there. It was only like maybe like 50 to 100 people there. So it was perfect that you can get in, get interviews and stuff, and then go do all the thrill rides and stuff. And so we got a chance to ride in the six-pack cars, the Scat Packs. They didn't have any of the standard output Hurricane cars. I wanted to actually ride in one, but they had none of them there. They just had nothing but Scat Packs there. So we went and did the thrill rides, and like, it was definitely, because I've done those thrill rides before in Scat Packs and Hellcats. It literally feels based about the exact same. It's just that you're just in a different car, and it's like, it does do all the same things the old cars did. It just, now you have a heavier car and you have a little bit more power, but you gotta be further up in the rev range to actually get it to spin around, do the things that you wanted to do. But it's still a pretty fun experience. It's just, how much do your ears override you wanting to have this car? That's gonna be the determining factor. Will you close your ears long enough to basically buy this car and drive it and use it like a regular Scat Pack? So there's supposed to be like another like thrill ride where you're supposed to go do like a 0 to 60 acceleration. I didn't get a chance to do that. We just did basically the whole spin stuff, and it was actually on the course, and it was actually pretty decent and pretty fun. And like, the only problem I had with that car, Dodge, is like, if this car can do donuts and burnouts, all this stuff right there, there's nowhere really to grab. There's no grab handle, anything like that. There's no real like crevices for someone to actually grab onto, especially if they're in the back seat. There's no grab handles, anything like that, in order to stabilize yourself when you're getting flung inside of the car. So I'm like in the back seat with I think with me and OC Motivators in the back seat, plenty of room. Then we got Racer X in the front seat. And so I'm in the back going like, getting swung around in the two-door car and going like, dude, I got nothing to hold on to. There's like nothing here for me to grab onto. Like, even the little armrest right there on the side of the car is like this. So I can rest my arm on it, so, but I can't like grip it. So there's really no place to grip and hold on to if someone's flinging you around in that car. And even in the front seat, there's not really that much space or places in that car to hold and grab onto if you're getting flung around in it. So even like, you know, because like you got the button to open the door up, there's not that much cubby room in there and stuff to grab onto. So that's my only other criticism about the car on the inside. There's no real grab handles in there. But other than that, it was a pretty fun experience. And if you're used to a Scat Pack, especially like an all-wheel drive version of one, like I said, the only thing is the sound. That's the only thing that throws you out of the experience of it. But it is a fun experience, and it's definitely slidable. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get a chance to do the actual thrill ride where you can do like a straight line acceleration. They won't let you drive it. You're a passenger in the car. They let us do like I think, yeah, with the Durango Hellcat, an old Hellcat, and there's another car out there. They'll let you do 0-60 acceleration with you in the car and you doing it yourself. But for the 6-pack cars, they don't want anyone to drive it themselves. So I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow and get a 0-60 acceleration to see just how fast that car is in actual real life under acceleration with all-wheel drive system. I know from the thrill rides, we did this sucker like, God, at least about 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 times. I know OC Motivator did it about 11 times. Like, he literally, like, I kid you not, the first time he did the whole thing around the park and got out and came back in line, he like, oh my gosh, that was so cool, man. I gotta get one. I gotta get one. And I mean, OC Motivator, whether you like him or not, he's had a lot of Mopars, right? He's had Scat Packs, Hellcats, Red Eye, D170s. And to see his genuine reaction of how excited he was, he's like, yeah, that's definitely a fun car. It's just the only thing that all of us probably agree with is the sound is not that great. But everything else, performance is great. The ability to slide it is great. It has great size if you're into a big car. It's just only thing that takes you out of it is just the sound. That is the one Achilles heel to this car. And it's like, man, like that's just the one thing. So it's gonna be dependent on, can you live with it maybe for a few years? Like maybe you lease this for maybe 2-3 years and maybe a Hemi comes out. Like I'm not gonna say that Matt and Tim told me a Hemi is coming, but I just know just from knowing that they're going to put a Hemi in this car, because I think that'd be the one thing that would really propel this car to the next level and stuff. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that this 6-pack car will sell? I think it might be a decent seller, but I'm saying it's going to basically depend on will customers go into the showroom, look at this car, test drive it, and will their ears basically tell them, nah, I can't do it. That's going to be the only thing, right? I mean, if you're used to, like, if you're like someone who drives like a Pentastar or something like that, you'll probably be like, okay, I'll do this. But if you're a Pentastar buyer, you're really not in this right price range, right? You're about, what, 20 grand over what you would normally pay for like a Pentastar Charger in the first place. So will that Pentastar person go to what $50,000, $55,000 for these cars? It's gonna be a question mark. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Will you guys consider going test driving these 6-pack cars? I think honestly what Dodge should do is go send out demo units to dealerships, because I think I seen like they had like a dozen of these cars, these 6-pack cars. Go send them out to like different states and let dealerships allow people to go test drive them. I think that'd be a great way to see whether or not they can get feedback on actual real world feedback on customers to see whether or not they were like, hey, look, would you buy this or not, right? And so I think the pricing is right there. I think the pricing is spot on, but it just depends on whether or not you're going to be able to get over it and, you know, not let your ears do it. I know OC Motivator, he was convinced that he wanted to go buy one, and I think he's gonna go order one Wednesday because the color Pill Out is gonna be discontinued in September and stuff. So you only have like maybe like a few weeks to order Pill Out to get that limited color before it gets phased out and stuff. I'm pretty sure, I think TK said he gonna order one too. Me myself personally, I'm not gonna order one because I got D170, so I don't really necessarily need another car like that. I mean, honestly, like it's kind of hard for me to go and get out of a Hemi and stuff, but I mean, you may be different. Not everybody have a D170 or whatever, so it's kind of hard for me to kind of get out of that element to go drive a car like this. I mean, honestly, if I had to go pick a car, it would probably be like a Durango Hellcat, honestly, because I need an SUV because I got a child. So other than that, I don't think I would pick the car just because of my life circumstances. If I didn't have a D170, I probably would maybe consider driving one of those cars, a 6-pack high output car, but it's like, maybe, like, to me, honestly, what I would do is I will go and probably lease one of these 6-pack cars for like 2 years and see whether or not Dodge are going to actually come out with a Hemi and then trade that sucker in for a Hemi powered car. But I do have news about other variants of the Charger that I'm gonna put in another video and stuff. But let me know what you guys think about this particular situation with the 6-pack cars. Would you guys actually consider buying this car? Would you go test drive a car? Would you guys consider thinking that it's like a deal at like $50,000 for the 420 version, $55,000 for the 6-pack version? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And until the next time, I am out.